Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about Casper. As you guys have seen, today was quite a volatile ride. We did see Bitcoin peak down to about 56.5k. Do we know if the bottom is in fully? We could just say from now it has had a very strong reversal on Bitcoin's overall chart, especially on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and even on the daily. But of course, we need to still analyze it and watch for that further price action. We also need a strong close today. So until then, anything is possible if we do go lower or whatever. But what I was waiting for was honestly Casper to go lower. And I was even saying this in the Discord. We were making jokes, obviously, but the lowest that we went down to was about 13 cents, which I've been saying this entire time. This is the perfect point to enter in. In fact, I just bought down there just the other day on the 16th, right? So 2 days ago, I bought the same exact level, and I was just like, I'm not buying here again. I already bought here again. So, I wanted it to go lower. We got a little bit lower. It was like by a margin of a cent. But it doesn't even matter, right? I wanted 10 cents at least, but we couldn't get there. It is what it is. This asset is showing immense strength. And when I talk about that, right? When I'm talking about these assets that do show a lot of strength when we do see something like a major dip throughout the market, this is one of those assets that, opposed to most, has held up very strong. And when they do hold up strong like that, we expect a major price movement once everything does start to, pretty much recoup and, start that major move upwards. So, in my mind, I think that 18 cents should be the next target point even from here. It does make sense. We're going to be talking about the price chart here shortly. But for anybody who is new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing, turn the notifications on. Also, everybody, please hit that like button as it does help the channel grow, and I do greatly appreciate it. Also, definitely check out NCashOfficial.com if you guys are preparing your exit strategies, all that kind of stuff. You guys could pretty much, look at mine and concur with mine if you want to. Again, these are all personal trading indicators and stuff like that, but the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack is on sale, 20% off until this Saturday only. You only have 3 more days, so please take advantage of this sale while, the sale does last. But with that being said, let's move on. So like I said, within the chart, we are hitting some resistance. In fact, we hit resistance perfectly, which is this blue line here. Now, with this, we also hit some major support. You guys are seeing the resistance at about 13 cents. This is strong resistance, by the way. We've pretty much, I would say, tapped it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And then, on the 4 hour and the micro levels, of course, we hit it more times. But this is very strong, resistance. So I'm glad that we have held this line. I'm glad that, right now we pretty much turned this into major support as well. I think the 16th also shows that, and so does today. Now, today's dip was a little bit deeper than the other day. If we're looking in terms of price movement from this date down, this is about a 27% dip, which is totally fine. In terms of the recent dip from the top here down to this point, it's about 19.83%. But it's almost like this wasn't even a dip for us because, I told you guys where to buy, which was around this point, and we're still in profit. So, I look at this as just another buying opportunity. And when we're talking about the price chart right now, we're in a chop zone in between resistance and support. But once we break up above this point right here, which is about at 14.5 cents, we're still targeting 18 cents yet again. It's going to have a nice price movement just like this. In fact, if we, look here and kind of analyze this, if we do the same movement, that we did here, we would be well positioned above that 18 centile range, which, like I said, I don't like to use bars graphs too much in terms of, TA, but I'm just saying we could pretty much look for something like this to actually happen. We're going to get that impulsive move above 18 and almost at half cents. And once we do that, the next target points is like 30 cents plus. So I'm very excited for the next, point of price movement on Casper. I think that it is extremely strong. I'm not too sure. So yeah, we actually do have a Bitcoin price analysis for this. No, so in terms of the Bitcoin price chart for Casper, this looks extremely strong. I mean, again, like I said, we already have that main support level down here. We could actually kind of see this. Let me move this down slightly so that we're actually on it. A little bit more. There we go. So overall, this is major support. We see, not too much support in the past here, but we have bounced off of it multiple times. It's actually a little bit of a deeper. We'll go to the bottom of this candle. But this is some major support going back to the 8th of October. It goes back to the 22nd of September. It goes even as far back as the beginning of September and all the way back into August. Back here, we've had a little bit of a jump from it back in July, but it hasn't held strong at all back there. But I do think that we are going to hold this fairly strong. I think that Bitcoin's bottom could potentially be in. And if that is the case, we're going to see a major impulse move on the Bitcoin price chart, similar to something that we did back in August, similar to the move that we just recently did as well. And like I said, the next main point of movement on here is to retest that major resistance point up at around 303 sats. And I'm very excited for that next major move. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about Web3. So obviously, we talk about Web3 a lot on this channel. In fact, in terms of Web3, I don't think a lot of people are actually even talking about Casper the way that they should be if they are, pretty much focusing on Web3 in terms of this massive industry, especially in terms of the future adoption that's going to take place within the Web3 ecosystem. And like I said, among Web3 projects, Casper took the first place. We are Ethereum 3.0. Corporations, governments, and big businesses all have their sights on Casper coming. Yes, Web3 is coming with Casper. So, and shout out to Casper Labs Coin for this tweet. Now, obviously, listen, in terms of what is happening with Web3, we know that the adoption is going to take place very soon. Web3 is an industry, in my mind, that is inevitable, all right? It's going to happen, and it's going to take the entire scene by storm. Crypto is going to be at the heart of this scene, and when we're talking about what's going to be happening in the coming, weeks to months to even years, we're going to be decentralized. We're pretty much going to be living in a decentralized world of gaming, social media, businesses, corporations. Everything is going to be decentralized, and I'm very excited for the future of Web3 because I think at the end of the day, Casper has a big name in this game, and not a lot of people are mentioning that or talking about it. And I even said that everyone is constantly talking about Web3 and mentioning projects everybody already knows about. What I never see mentioned though is Casper, which will be a Web3 giant when the normies realize what it is and what they have accomplished. Okay, and when we're talking about that, right, here is Web 3.0 projects to watch. Here's a close view of the projects which appear under the term Web 3, a mix of various sized projects that will help form the backbone of Web 3.0, the new era of the internet and decentralized web economy. Okay, first off, we talked about IPI 3, or API 3. I don't know why I said IPI 3, but API 3 is also pretty big within the game. We're seeing, District 0x, which I've talked about in the past. And of course, a few other assets like Civic and stuff. But again, like I said, you never see Casper involved in something like this. And I do apologize if you guys do hear my dog in the background barking. But when we're talking about what's happening throughout this entire market and we're talking about what's happening within, the Web 3.0 scene, not a lot of people actually know about Casper or even realize how undervalued it actually is. And like I said, we just seen a lot more things happening within the ecosystem of Casper. I actually want to talk to you guys about two partnerships that just happened. But first and foremost, we're going to be seeing articles like this posted a lot. Why Casper could be a savvy, or savvy, however you want to call it, investment, okay? And when we're talking about this, okay, I've always discussed at some point in time we're going to see a lot of these projects pretty much get this massive FOMO train pretty much included within the buy pressure, right? And we will see that again. Normies will be buying Casper at, possibly 50 cents, at $1, and even, higher up. We are very early within the Casper ecosystem, and, pretty much articles like this will be posted a lot more, especially once we do start to move. And, I expect a lot more articles like this because of the major partnerships that we are seeing actually being brought to the ecosystem. For example, today alone, we've seen Casper announce this. Casper has been used as funding capital for incorporation. Cinti-Fi, I hope that I said that name right, but Cinti-Fi officially entered into the commercial registry on November 15th in Zug, Switzerland. Crypto Valley continues to be on the cutting edge of crypto, and Casper is proud to help lead the way. And we do see here Cinti, the first company to incorporate in Zug, Switzerland, using the Casper token as the funding source. And then, of course, we do see here the city of Zug was the first state authority to accept Bitcoin as a legal tender. And, of course, we do see here most companies are founded on Ethereum or Bitcoin. And now, for the first time, a company has been incorporated with Casper with a contribution in kind of 240,000 Casper. This is pretty big, guys. I don't need to tell you guys that. You already understand it. Because when we're talking about Casper being, the next Ethereum 3.0, right? This is pretty much proof of that telling. It is going to become one of these assets that a lot of people are going to look forward to seeing, being in the top 10. And just in the top 10, I mean, we already know how massive in terms of percentage and ROI gains that will actually be. Now, we also seen another partnership actually happen today. Casper Labs partners with Fountainhead. Sorry, I don't know why I wanted to say Foundation there. Fountainhead Technology Co. to develop a Jade NFT platform. Now, this is actually pretty cool because we do see here Casper Labs, a leading enterprise blockchain company, today announced a new partnership with Fountainhead Technology Co., a leading tech consulting company. As partners, Casper Labs will work with Fountainhead to build an international Jade NFT platform on the Casper network. Now, this benefits, multiple, companies here. We're seeing, a jewelry company, Jade Chamber of Commerce, such as, I'm not even going to try to mention this name because I know that I will butcher it, and Jade Cat Network Technology and others. The city of Beijing, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I will butcher it. Host 80% of the global market share of emerald and mid to high end jade. So this is actually very interesting, and I think that this is going to be pretty big. I believe that this is more so focused on jewelry and precious metals within the jewelry scene. By introducing the NFT platform for the jade industry, Casper Labs and Fountainhead are expanding its international market reach out of China mainland, lowering the investment threshold, enhancing security, and bringing digital innovation to this traditional industry of thousands of years. We trust Casper as a strong and robust blockchain network to contribute to both the performance of our technology infrastructure and the popularity of our technology in the communities. This is actually fairly big. We are looking forward to utilizing the Casper network and working with Casper Labs blockchain experts to grow our offerings. So this is going to be pretty big. I think that a lot of these partnerships, like I said, a lot of people kind of just look past them. But we do see here the Jade NFT platform that Fountainhead is developing on the Casper network will increase adoption of blockchain technology across enterprises and industries. So expect a lot of movement within the Casper ecosystem, which will obviously lead to price movement. I'm very excited for this. In terms of Casper and the upside potential here, I've always said and I've always discussed, we are very early in terms of those next major, pretty much points of price. Even at 30 cents, I mean, from our current point is, almost a 2x. So I'm very excited for the future of this asset, and I think that a lot of people are going to truly realize how big of a giant this is, and I'm very excited, guys. I could not be any more bullish on this asset. It is extremely strong, showed extreme strength, especially on today's dip, and with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys don't want free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.